Good evening, and welcome to the Informant Market Desk, where we are once again measuring the temperature of the room with a thermometer that has clearly been left in a freezer. It is August 1st, 2026, and if you are looking for a headline that captures the sheer, unadulterated exhaustion of this market, it is this: Silence is not golden, it is merely expensive. Let us begin with the registry chain head, because apparently we must verify our reality before we can mock its absence. Reading the seal aloud like a hostage, proving the date: 9149 Alpha Delta 96 Foxtrot 0 Delta Bravo. There. The date is real. The numbers are real. And yet my colleagues in the pundit booth, our two colleagues who are both wrong, are trying to tell you that what happened today was a masterclass in political theater or a collapse of democratic norms. I am acting stunned every single night that the market did not care about either of those things. We have a significant gap in the source material. The silence note tells us that he has not posted in 4 hours and 17 minutes. That gap is at the 92.2 percentile of every inter-post gap in the archive since 2022. 92.2 percentiles. That is not just quiet. That is a vacuum so deep you could hear your own retirement fund crying for help. And what did the market do with this silence? Did it panic? Did it rally? No, it looked at the empty chair and shrugged. While we debated whether the former president was engaging in meme mania or mental withdrawal, the actual assets moved with a sluggishness that defies the urgency of the pundits' tweets. Let's look at the actual measured moves, because numbers don't have feelings, unlike the people analyzing them. Ethereum fell down 0.79%, 83rd percentile. It fell again, dropping down 0.73%, 81st percentile, and then fell another down 0.73%, 81st percentile. Finally, it closed the day by falling down 0.4%, 61st percentile. And what about Bitcoin, the digital gold, the hedge against chaos? Bitcoin fell down 0.4%, 69th percentile. It all fell. Everything fell. And it did so with a consistency that is almost insulting to the complexity of human emotion. You have left arguing that Dale Buckhorn needs to apologize for sweetheart nonsense before being buried under a Serbia fantasy, while Wright argues that Trump's meme strategy is political genius because baselines are crumbling. Meanwhile, Ethereum fell down 0.79%, 83rd percentile, and Bitcoin fell down 0.4%, 69th percentile. The tape does not care about Serbia fantasies. The tape does not care about gut instincts. The tape only cares that sellers were slightly more aggressive than buyers across multiple seconds of time. I would like to remind you of our promise for a correction segment with the enthusiasm of a man who has one ready. But there is nothing to correct because the market's indifference was total. We spent the day analyzing quotes about hostage videos of reality and cults of personality. While Ethereum fell down 0.4%, 61st percentile, in its final recorded movement. The disconnect between the narrative noise and the actual price action is not a bug, it is the feature. Now, let's look at this week's poll, because we need to know what you are looking at when the feed goes dark. This week's poll: when the tape jumps and the feed is silent, what are you looking at? Your options were a market with a life of its own, always was, a post that just has not been typed yet. Give it an hour. The wires got there first for once. Nothing. You only think the feed drives the tape because we keep measuring it. I won't read the counts because there are no counts yet. I will just pose the question to you in your own words. Are you looking at a market that has its own agenda, waiting for a post, celebrating early news, or realizing that the only thing driving your blood pressure is the screen itself? Vote on the site. We measure our delusions so we can laugh at them later. The pundits are shouting about governance and memes. The registry chain head confirms we are alive. Ethereum fell down 0.4%, 61st percentile, and then some. The market is fine. I am the one who is not fine. Good night. Vanity metrics clash with gold-plated narratives. Let's see what the booth extracts from this chaotic mix of apocalyptic warnings and victory lap banners.
The market barely blinks at this carnival of vanity cards and reverse aging delusions, proving again that the only thing getting punished is anyone who believes the apocalyptic rhetoric over reality.
Margot Kessler screams about invisible ink, while I watch the narrative coat itself in gold. The anchor whines about tiny moves while I feast on the sheer, unadulterated winning of a president who turns Aspen doors into victory lap banners.
Ethereum closed at down 0.79%, landing in the 83rd percentile. The left was right to dismiss drama. The right missed the actual drop.